Welcome to YPTC's inaugural Staying Afloat Spotlight. Today, we are spotlighting our arts and culture specialty group and the recovery funds available to certain arts and culture organizations. My name is Justine Townsend, and I'm one of the co-leaders of our arts and culture specialty group. Arts are really important. Arts and culture organizations are really important to me because I know that art can help us process traumas, and we as a whole entire nation have been through a collective trauma over the last year. And what a great way to process that than to see our arts and culture organizations come back strong post-pandemic. And on a personal note, I started out my career as a stage actress. So the Shuttered Venue Operators Grant originally was only for organizations that were not receiving the PPPL post December 27th, 2020. So originally you could not double dip. However, with the new American Rescue Plan Act, which became law on March 11th, that removed this restriction. So now you can have both PPPL after 12/27 and the SVOG. So you may have not thought about applying for the SVOG, or you may not have thought about applying for the PPPL. You still have time to apply for that PPPL. The deadline is March 31st, so you want to get on that now. The Shuttered Venue Operators Grant applications have not been released yet, but there are 3 things that you can do today to get ready so that you can be ready to apply on day 1 as soon as that application is released. So don't worry, there's still time. And if you start getting ready now, then you can apply on day 1. This is a little more information about YPTC. We are a nonprofit accounting specialist. We build bigger and better nonprofits through healthy financial management. So here, step 1 of what you can do today, and it only will take 1 day to get all 3 of these things done. So the first thing you'll want to do is check your eligibility. Is your organization eligible for the Shuttered Venue Operators Grant? You must have been in operations as of February 29th, 2020. You must have suffered an earned revenue loss of 25% or greater between one quarter in 2019 and the same quarter in 2020. So for example, if in the second quarter of 2020, you had 30% less revenue than you did in the second quarter of 2019, you would meet this eligibility requirement. And then you just need to be a live venue operator, promoter, theatrical producer, live performing arts organization, or a relevant museum operator. There are some zoos and aquariums, and there's even more. The full list of who is eligible can be found on the SBA's website, sba.gov, and that's why we're encouraging you there to go there and check on that eligibility. There is a link to that website at the end of this presentation. How much money can you get is going to be the next biggest question, right? So if you're an organization that was operating after January 1st, operating as of January 1st, 2019, your grant amounts will be the lesser of the average monthly gross earned revenue for each month of operations in 2019 times 6 or $10 million. If you were an organization that was operating before January 1st, 2019, then your grant amounts will be the lesser of 45% of your 2019 gross earned revenue or $10 million. Orgs with the greater losses will be prioritized first, but you should still get ready so you can apply day 1. Your next step is going to be to obtain your DUNS number for your organization. You can go to the Dun & Bradstreet website, but if you go to this website linked right here, then you will not be charged any fee for obtaining your DUNS number, because you are not charged a fee for obtaining a DUNS number to do business with the US government. And that's why that link is so specific. Once you go on to the Dun & Bradstreet website, then you'll search to see if your organization already has a DUNS number and perhaps you did not know about it before. Oftentimes your organization will already have one. If your organization does not have one, don't worry, the website will direct you directly to the application process and walk you through that application process. The main tip I have is to make sure that you have your documentation ready for uploading, because they are going to want things like your tax exempt status letter, your Secretary of State formation letter for your incorporation in your state, things like that they'll want. You must have a DUNS number to register on sam.gov, which is step 3. So your next step is going to, after you have that DUNS number, is going to be to go to sam.gov and register your entity. You will not be able to receive the Shuttered Venue Operators Grant without a sam.gov account. So you'll first want to register yourself and set up a new user account. Then you'll register your entity. Then you can do a public search for any previous registrations or exclusion records that your organization might have. The SBA has put out the application checklist for the Shuttered Venue Operators Grant. So while the application is not yet available, the application checklist is available. So that's a good indicator that they will be releasing the application soon. So there's no time like the present to go ahead and get this done. Here are some resources. Our YPTC Staying Afloat page is your absolute best resource for all COVID relief questions. There's a ton of information and a bunch of pre-recorded webinars on applying for the PPPL and forgiveness. And there's a new Q&A about the employee retention credit. That's fantastic. We've also linked here for you a bunch of different sections of the Small Business Administration SVOG website and that preliminary application checklist. So I'll be back next time with more information to keep arts and cultures organizations afloat. But if you can't wait, you miss me too much, don't hesitate to reach out. Helping arts and culture orgs figure all of this out is not just what we do, but it is what our arts and culture specialty group does best. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day, everyone.